Out there, the answer just comes as you're talking to others.
Yeah.
My current question is about being weird. I really value being weird, being oppositional, being different. When I see people that are either have tattoos or they go to Burning Man or I like to watch videos on YouTube of people jumping off of cliffs or whatever. I want to be that. I want to be the weird one. And a lot of my friends think that I am, but I want even more of it. But I'm ashamed. To give an example, what if I were to be really weird? What if I wanted to get naked right now? That would be too weird. So I want to be weird, but I want to be sane and safe. And I just don't know where to draw the line.
We like weird too, but we also do have that line.
Yes.
Consider this, because you gave all the answers in your question, which is a really common thing that happens, because on one end of the stick is wanting to know something, and on the other end of the stick is the absence of it. And when you focus upon what you can't figure out, what you want to figure out starts lighting up already, even right in the middle of it. And so let's chew on this just a little bit. You said something that points out a significant flawed premise that you've got going on, that we think is the hindrance that you're trying to describe. Because you said, I like being oppositional. And we want to talk a little bit about, because what we know you to mean, or what we would mean in a similar conversation, is you want to be first and foremost in alignment with who you are, which makes you seem to be oppositional with a lot of people. When you're choosing this mutuality, that means you're not choosing this or this or this or this or this. But let's talk about why. In a world that is looking for you to be there for them, or for you to understand them, or for you to join them to fight the battle against the imaginary foe, there are so many that want you, no matter what, to just come where they are. You used the word safe. They feel safety somehow in that, or they think they do, some version of it.
They want my power. They want to bring my power to their level to help them contribute.
What you want is
I want independence.
or to let them be whatever they're choosing to be. And so the battle that you're feeling, the struggle that you're feeling, is you're not trying to break out into weirdness. You're trying to break into unequivocal freedom. You use the word. You're wanting to break into unequivocal clarity. In other words, you're not wanting the confusion of whatever they've got going on. This could not have been a more meaningful seminar for you to come with that powerful desire within you than this one, where we are just today talking about this mutuality. Because you all have a choice all the time. You can be in steady, not constant, because contrast is a very helpful thing, but in steady vibrational mutuality with your inner being, or in less than steady mutuality with your inner being. In other words, it comes down to, you can use your awareness of what that frequency feels like and what your relationship with it feels like as your guiding star or your emotional guidance system, and you can strive for it and accomplish it and strive for it and accomplish it, or you can be sloppy in your thinking and then just take whatever comes. And most people are not reaching for that, but you innately know when you are not there. So what's come from that, we're going to hear you in just a moment, but what's come from that is that you've come to call this mutuality weird, and just resonating with anybody else who's reaching for you in any other way normal. And you were really born to be weird. You really were.
Yeah. You are a total inspiration to me, because probably 90% of the people I know or more think that you are
Weird.
Crazy, batshit crazy. And, when I first found out about you, I was there. But I have come to learn that you not only are weird in a good way, like you're living your dream and you're unique and you're powerful and you are who you are, but I've also come to learn that you're doing it safely. Like what you do is okay. You're not breaking any laws.
We are not oppositional.
Yeah, even though the 90% of the people...
But hear that, we are not oppositional. We are in alignment with what we are in alignment with, and we are pushing against no one.
Yeah, I want to learn how to do that. I want to learn how to be myself, but also not be afraid of those 90% of the people that won't like it, and also not, break any laws or do anything unsafe.
If you want to think about it in a practical sense, what does finding mutuality with them get you? Can you ever think of a positive outcome from you lowering your vibration and joining someone else in resistance?
I call it codependence, and I've been fighting it for my whole life. I'm dependent on their approval, and you can't please everybody because everybody's different.
So now let's talk about something really practical. If you just put it in these simple terms, is it more satisfying to have clarity or to have confusion? Is it more satisfying to have love or hate? If you just ask the satisfaction question for a little while, you'll come to realize that it all adds up. It's all consistent. Your true power is in alignment. We've been saying that for a while, that when you are really in sync with who you are, there's a leverage in that and you can feel it. But we know what you're talking about because it's just words until you meditate and know you've quieted your mind. It's just words until you've felt your vibration raise, and then you have received an impulse and followed it and it paid off. It's just words. But once you begin to find a consistency in your relationship with your inner being, and you let that rise to the most significant level, and you let everything else take a back seat to that, so that you decide that you're just going to be true to you no matter what, then what you begin to notice is a good number of them rise and join you, and those that aren't ready to just vibrate out of your experience and are not an issue.
Yes, I've seen that with you. I mean, look at all of this. It's amazing how much love is poured out on you and your being.
Because it's natural to feel good.
Yeah, you're doing your dream.
It's natural to feel good.
Yeah.
The thing that is interesting and a little humorous, and maybe it'll make you laugh, and if we were prone to laughing, we would laugh, but we don't laugh because nothing ever surprises us. But we think this is worth considering, worth thinking if maybe there's a laugh in it somewhere for you. There's an irony in that law of attraction is so consistent, and humans are so surprised at the consistency of law of attraction. It's like once you get hold of the law and you understand, then you get why that happened and why that happened and why that happened, and nothing ever surprises you anymore. Everything just makes perfect sense to you. And so the thing that we think is a little bit humorous is that people find it odd that if it feels good, it is. It's like, how did that get messed up in the human equation? Okay, we'll go onto planet Earth, and just remember, if it feels good, run from it. And if it feels bad, totally embrace it. And the worse you feel, the more pain you suffer, then the better it will be for you later. And humans say, okay, I can do that. And then they see happy ones and they say weird. And they say miserable ones and they say life.
I feel like I know 100 ways to feel good, and I feel good all the time. I'm great at feeling good, but I'm also great at feeling guilty that I feel good. And I think, what would my family think of me?
And you call us batshit crazy. That doesn't make any sense at all. You can't feel good and guilty at the same time. Pick one and own it.
I'm there.
Pick one and own it. You don't feel good and guilty at the same time. You feel good or you feel guilty. You feel satisfied or you feel guilty, but you don't feel that.
When I think of others, then I feel guilty. Like I did a 3-week trip to India by myself. That felt good. But then when I thought of leaving my girlfriend behind, it felt weird. I just quit a job that was, really well paid, like awesome job that everybody was proud of me. And it felt great to quit it. But now I'm worried, there's a part of me that just thinks, do they think poorly of me for, do they think I'm an idiot?
You are hitting upon the most important consequence and the most important subject that we talk about all day, every day. What you're talking about is how through your interaction with one another,